Have you ever stopped to consider the sheer, crushing weight of a name? How a single word can lodge itself in your throat, becoming a permanent obstacle to every breath you take. In Chloé Zhao's Hamnet, we aren't just looking at a period piece or a biographical sketch of the world's most famous playwright. We are witnessing a tectonic shift in human history, one that happened within the four walls of a modest house in Stratford. It is the story of a letter, a tiny linguistic vibration that moved from an N to an L. Hamnet becomes Hamlet. But forget the literary scholars and the dusty textbooks for a moment. This isn't a lecture on English literature. This is a story about a house haunted by a heartbeat that stopped too soon. It's about a father and a mother engaged in a desperate, silent duel with death. Two people trying to figure out how to navigate a world that has suddenly lost its access. Welcome back to Cinemazi. History gives us the facts, but cinema gives us the soul. Today we are looking at Hamnet and the heavy price of a masterpiece. Let's go back to that night, that cursed, humid night in Stratford. The air is thick with the scent of herbs and the invisible rot of the plague. Little Judith is fading. The fever is an intruder that won't be evicted. And then there's Hamnet, her twin, her mirror. What Hamnet does next is perhaps the most profound act of love ever captured on screen. He doesn't panic. He decides to trick death itself. In the quiet logic of a child's mind, he realizes the shadow in the room is looking for a soul. So he climbs into that bed. He wraps his small arms around his sister, skin to skin, breath to breath, whispering and whispers a silent, devastating bargain. He steps into the line of fire. He remembers his father's parting words, the command William gave him before fleeing to London. "You are the man of the house now. Look after your mother and sisters." Hamnet took that command to the grave. He became a protector before he even became a man. It's a mythic sacrifice, a primal exchange that leaves a hole in the universe, a hole that no amount of ink or tears can ever truly fill. As the dust settles on Hamnet's grave, the film splits into two distinct spiritual frequencies. On one side we have Agnes. She isn't just a character, she is the earth itself. She heals with her hands, she reads the future in the maps of a palm, and she communicates in the language of soil and silence. Her grief is physical, it's visceral. Agnes doesn't look for answers in books, she retreats to her cave, her earthen sanctuary. We see her pressing her face into the cold, damp dirt, literally trying to catch the fading echo of her son's breath beneath the roots. She is the witch of Stratford, a woman who understands that death isn't an ending, but a transformation. But then, there's William, the alchemist of words. William can't handle the heavy silence of the trees or the judgmental stare of an empty bed. He flees. He runs to London, not because he's heartless, but because he's suffocating. He carries the crushing guilt of his own absence, the guilt of telling a boy to be a man while he was away chasing ghosts in the city. It's in London that he realizes something profound. The reality of death is too hideous to look at directly. It will blind you. To survive it, you have to look at its shadow. You have to turn the horror into a story. William built a vessel for his pain, the Globe Theatre. He didn't go to London for fame. He went there to build a tomb that refused to stay closed. He was calling his son back from the dark. When Agnes sees the play, she sees the alchemy. Years ago, she prophesied her son would be a warrior on a stage. At his death, she thought she was a fraud. But there he is, the actor, the same eyes, the same defiant tilt of the head, and standing behind the boy is William himself, playing the ghost of the father. It is a confession. He is telling the world, I am the one who is dead. I am the shadow. My son, he is the one who truly lives. And then, the finale, the moment that breaks the fourth wall of our hearts. Agnes reaches out. She takes the actor's hand in hers. In that single touch, the wall evaporates. One by one, the audience follows, a living bridge of empathy. As the actor draws his last breath, he whispers, "The rest is silence." This isn't the silence of a graveyard. It's the peace that follows a long, necessary scream. Art cannot bring the dead back, but it can ensure they never truly leave. And the rest is silence.